Welcome to Soul Serenity Studio. In this video, we will discuss about symbolic and metaphysical significance of the circle in Sufi mysticism. What is Sufi mysticism? Well, Sufi mysticism is a spiritual path that seeks to experience and understand the direct presence of the divine through inner transformation, love, and spiritual discipline. The path is characterized by seeking oneness with God, inner purification, and profound mystical experiences. The circle is one of the most significant symbols in Sufism and is used extensively to explain the journey of the soul towards spiritual realization. Ibn al-Arabi, often called Sheikh al-Akbar, the greatest master, was a prolific Islamic scholar, philosopher, poet, and mystic. He explained metaphysics and cosmology in his work Insha, al-Dawa'ir, the creation of circles. According to his work, in Sufism, the circle represents wholeness and perfection. It is a symbol of the divine in its most complete and undivided form. The wholeness of God, in Sufism referred to as al-Haq, the absolute truth, is seen as the eternal, indivisible source of all existence. The circle symbolizes this idea because it has no beginning or end. The circle reflects the infinite nature of God. He is all-encompassing, and all that exists flows from and returns to him. A perfection of creation. The circle is seen as the perfect shape in geometry, where every point is equidistant from the center. In the Sufi worldview, the center represents God, and the circumference represents creation. Just as the circle has no corners or breaks, the relationship between God and creation is flawless and complete. Every point on the circle is a part of the divine, yet it is still connected to the source. In Sufism, the journey towards spiritual enlightenment and closeness to God is symbolized by a spiraling inward path. This journey can be understood through the lens of the circle in the following ways. The concentric circles of the soul's path. A common metaphor used in Sufi teachings is the idea that the soul moves in concentric circles as it journeys inward toward the divine. The outer circles represent the material world, and as the seeker progresses, they move inward, away from worldly distractions, toward the center, which represents God. The path is circular because the soul, through purification and discipline, returns to its true nature, which is unity with the divine. As the Sufi moves toward the center, they let go of ego and worldly desires, experiencing a greater sense of divine presence and spiritual realization. The center of the circle is God, and the outer boundaries represent the distractions of the physical world. Thus, as one approaches the center, they get closer to experiencing God's absolute presence. The cycle of life and death. The circle also symbolizes the cycle of life, death, and rebirth that the Sufi experiences in their spiritual journey. Just as a circle has no beginning or end, Sufis believe that the soul's journey is an eternal one, constantly returning to God after each cycle of worldly existence. This cyclical nature of life and death highlights the Sufi idea that spiritual progress is ongoing and eternal. Each life is an opportunity to return closer to the divine, shedding the veils of the ego. In Sufi mysticism, the perfected soul is often symbolized by a complete circle, no sharp edges. Just as a circle has no edges or sharp corners, the perfected soul has transcended the limitations of ego, pride, and worldly attachment. A completion and unity. The soul, through spiritual discipline, comes to embody the completeness of the circle. Sufis believe that every human soul has the potential to achieve this state of perfection by cleansing the heart, purifying the intentions, and aligning oneself with the divine attributes. The whole person. The circle in this context symbolizes the fully integrated, harmonious being, one who has unified the inner and outer worlds. The person is not fragmented. They have achieved a state of unity within themselves and with the universe. The Sufi practice aims to dissolve any separateness between the self and God, leading to complete oneness. The dance of the whirling dervishes, one of the most famous expressions of the symbolic use of the circle in Sufism, is the whirling dance of the dervishes. This dance is a physical representation of the spiritual journey of the soul. Here's how it connects to the circle. The whirl. The dervish spins in a circular motion, symbolizing the constant movement and journey of the soul toward God. The spinning motion represents surrender, love, and the divine attraction. As the dervish whirls, they create a circle around themselves, symbolizing the connection between their soul and the divine. At the center and the periphery, as the dancer spins, they hold their arms in a way that one hand is open, facing upwards to receive divine energy, and the other is directed downward to share it with the earth. The movement of the dance embodies the circulating flow of divine energy. The center is God, and the dervish is both the recipient and channel of divine presence. In the circle of love, the whirling motion is often referred to as the dance of love. The heart of the dervish is focused on divine love, and through the circle, they are drawn closer to God. The dance symbolizes the soul's yearning to return to its source, perpetually revolving around the divine center, never stagnant but always in motion toward greater unity with God. The circle in Sufi cosmology, God's emanations in the cosmological framework of Sufism. The circle also represents the emanation of divine light and creation. Sufis believe that the universe is a reflection of God's light, and everything in existence emanates from the divine, much like the waves of light expanding outward from a central point. A divine manifestation, just as each point on the circumference of a circle is equidistant from the center, every point in the universe is a reflection of the divine light. The physical world and its beings are manifestations of divine attributes. The circle represents the structure of creation itself, where every being and existence is connected to the divine source. A cosmic unity, the circle in Sufi cosmology is not just a physical form. It is a spiritual symbol representing the oneness and unity of all things. Everything is interconnected, and every point of creation is in a constant state of movement and return toward the center, God. In Sufi mysticism, the circle is the sacred symbol of the journey towards spiritual unity with the divine. It represents the process of returning to God, transcending the limitations of the ego, and realizing the ultimate truth of oneness. Whether in the whirling dance of the dervishes, the spiritual path of the seeker, or the cosmological framework of existence, the circle reminds us that the journey is eternal. The soul, like the circle, is always in motion, always seeking, and always returning to its source, the divine center. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.